All right, the last thing I need to do, sorry, that's not the video you're looking at or that we're talking about, is to get the audio done. So to convert the audio, I use VLC. It's one of those, it's another open source program that handles, you probably know it anyway, knows all about different codecs. So on my Mac, it's Command Shift S to convert. You can also go, where is it? Convert here. So open the sermon file. It's slow because I'm also uploading it at the same time. All right, grab the sermon file, change it. I have a custom one that I set up. It's just an MP3 at 96 kilobits per second. The reason I use 96 is that's the minimum that one of the services requires. If it was just a website, I'd do 48 and it would upload faster. But for the separate podcast thing I've got that's connected to iTunes and whatever else, you have to use 96K at least to do that. So save as file. When I find it, I just need to select that. But VLC for some reason is not smart enough to figure out that I'm changing the file extension, so I have to do it manually here. Hit save there, and off it goes. I'm going to let that run off to the side. The next thing I need to do is get on to the audio sources. One of them, of course, is the website. So go to Sermons, add new. And log in there. I'm going to go and log in. This one is called Podbean. Podbean.com. I have an account there. So let's see. Go into I'm gonna have to log in there. Log in. I have a personal one there too. We pay like $10 a month or something. The reason I went with this, in addition to the website, is that this one took care of most of the connecting everything to our services or connecting to all the various podcast things, Google Podcasts and all, Apple Podcasts and all the rest, iTunes if you still want to call it that. So get in here, create a new episode, be ready to upload. I'm also ready to upload here. I do this one first because it takes forever. Their uploading is pathetic. So I do the same kind of sanity check, make sure it
I put out a
sounds
message
okay.
to Pastor Justice 11, son.
Okay, that's ready. By the way, both of these services will stop you if you try to upload a MP4. So this is from yesterday, update the date. This was at 9 a.m. Sermon, public or correct. Title, so I go ahead and copy the title from there to there. It's Jordan, it has to be Jordan. If not, you can just search for the speaker. This one is not in a series. If you do, you can just like church leadership that Ricky's doing right now, you can just find it that way. If it's a gospel meeting, I believe we take we take this and say gospel meeting instead of that. That's how it gets set up as gets pulled into the right feed on our website. So no series, the video URL, I just hit copy here on the YouTube page, paste it there, and for the description, grab this, and then over here I use Command Shift V, or if it's Windows, Control Shift V. That'll do it as plain text, so there's no formatting. And then for the URL to become a link, just get to the end of it, hit space, hit backspace, and it turns into that. Now I just got to wait for it to go. Wow, it's actually fast today. Maybe they changed something. Okay, or maybe it's just me slow explaining all this. All right, so I'm going to let that finish. On Podbean, it's a similar process. Choose what to upload, so choose the same thing. That's warning, don't worry about this. Copy and paste this again. By the way, I just do them both. Normally do them both. Just copy once, paste to both of them, but it's easier to explain it this way. Copy that, Paste that here. Control-Shift-V again, or Command-Shift-V. Same thing to turn it into a link. And under More Episode Settings, the only thing I change is I put the author. This is Jordan. I've done this before, so if Vivaldi remembers it, and of course it doesn't matter what browser you use here. I'm just using Vivaldi because I don't like Chrome, and it's not. I use Firefox for most things, so, and this is the one I use for other things. But use whatever you want. Once it's done and it uploads here pretty fast, publish it. You're done. Over here, it's uploaded. Add. You're done. And one thing I forgot to do in the previous video, and that takes a little bit. That's done. Is I forgot to re-upload the file. So go back to FileZilla, and by the way, I'm just doing the video file here. The video file here because you can get the audio real easy. So double click that. I'm still logged in. It'll send it back to 2023. By the way, when you set it FileZilla, you can set it under, is it under Advanced? Yeah. You can set your local directory to be wherever you want it. And I go ahead and set the remote directory to be the current year, so I don't have to go and search for it every time. Just saves me some trouble. Let that go. This was a fairly short sermon, so it's moving relatively fast. And really, with that, once those all upload, you were done. Oh, and I didn't do, actually, one more thing I didn't do. I didn't finish this. To finish it, you just hit next, next, next. Public is correct. No instant premiere. The checks are, I've got it set up to be it's not made for kids because it changes the rules on what it can do. I mean, kids can watch this, of course, but for YouTube's, I don't think it will be recommended as much, and might make for some angry parents if it shows up in their feed. So I'd leave that off. And it's the default for this account, so I think you'll see the same thing. Hit publish, and it'll show up. Here's a link if you needed it, which you don't at this point. And you see it's running, it's uploaded, so it's running its checks, and you can just leave that to run on its own. All right, hope that all makes sense. And of course, you got them in video, so you can go back and watch again if you want. So good luck. Thank you for sharing the load of this, and hope this helps. Bye.